Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, where we're finally out of Traverse Town, and now we're moving on to our next selection of 3 worlds. This time we're going to be visiting Prankster's Paradise, but before then, yeah, just sorting out our Dream Eaters. By the way, we do actually get a new Dream Eater that I think I formed before, you know, as I was doing a little bit of grinding and getting a few materials for the Dream Eater's head, so yeah, you won't be seeing him for a little bit. In fact, I don't think you'll be seeing him until Riku's story, but yeah, we got a new Dream Eater, Spiky Prick, which was basically that little hedgehog-looking Dream Eater that I believe its official name is called Pricklemane, but that's neither here nor there in this case. Anyway, this is just me showing off what sort of abilities you're going to be getting and, you know, by proxy of the Dream Eater thing. So naturally, let's visit Prankster's Paradise and let us begin. Ready, set, dive! Yeah! Is that gonna be a running gag for this commentary? I have no idea, but anyway, as the mission up there implied, yeah, you're not doing the same thing every time as you do the dive sequence into a different world. In this case, we're pretty much popping balloons. In the previous one, it was just getting a right amount of thresholded points. Other times you'll be fighting a boss fight within the dive sequences. So, again, each dive into a world does have something different that you're gonna be doing. But I mean, as per usual, again, the only real penalties for failing this is either, again, if you lose all your health and die, or if you fail to get the right amount of balloons, health points, or fail to defeat the boss in time, then you pretty much fall through the warp ring, start all the way back at the beginning, and just wind up getting a lower rank. To talk about some of the abilities that you do have, again, you have stuff like Laser Spin right here, you have Mega Flare, which we saw previously in Traverse Town, and yeah, basically just some abilities that you otherwise wouldn't be getting in your, well, regular gameplay sequences. Although, given that we have Laser Spin right here, does this sort of imply that Sora could do something similar to the Lingering Will and what Xemnas could do in Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep, in the sense that he could summon laser beams to attack people as a passive ability? I don't know, I mean, I guess it does have some sort of like a variance in Final Fantasy, like with Magitech lasers in Final Fantasy VI, or you know, the laser learn ability that you can get with Quistis in Final Fantasy VIII? I don't know. Either way, don't look forward to us getting golds all the time, because this is pretty much the only time we're going to be getting it. But we do get rewarded with our efforts for Balloon Rod, which is quite useful at this stage in the game.
Wow!
That Pinocchio! He must have his poor father worried sick. Still, that little fella's some miracle. Imagine, Mr. Geppetto's wooden puppet brought to life by the Blue Fairy. She made his wish for a son come true because he's given so much happiness to others. Now Pinocchio needs me to guide him and be his conscience. So maybe, one day, he can be a real... Well, now, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Jiminy. First, you gotta go find Pinocchio.
Huh? Hey, Jiminy! What's up?
Who are you? You shouldn't be here, young man.
What? Are you okay, Jiminy?
Huh? You mean you've heard of me? Well, I'll be. The name Jiminy Cricket's already spread far and wide.
Really? You feeling alright? It's me, Sora.
Sora, you say? Gosh, I don't think I recognize you, but the name does have a familiar ring.
Oh yeah!
In the sleeping worlds, real time does not flow. Unless one restores the world by waking it from its slumber, it will stay locked in a dream forever. Thus, you may encounter familiar faces, but they are just figments of the dream. In actuality, they are sound asleep. trapped within a world that is also sleeping. What's more, whilst someone may no longer dwell in the real version of a world, dreams may paint a fuller picture and restore what seems to be missing.
The real Jiminy Cricket wasn't trapped in this world, so maybe it's like the dream world's putting him back where he belongs.
What's that? I can't hear you.
Right. It's very nice to meet you, Jiminy.
Well, sure. The feeling's mutual, Sora.
Oh, yeah. So, how come you said I need to get out of here?
You can't fool me. You still think we know each other. And you've just about got me thinking it, too. But where was I? Oh, yes. This is a terrible place. Boys here are allowed to wreck things and loaf around and make jackamules of themselves. And poor lost Pinocchio. He wandered in here on my watch. That's right. That's where I must have heard your name, Sora, from my friend Pinocchio.
He knows me? But how?
Shame on you, Pinocchio. Playing hooky and goofing off in a place like this?
I'm sorry, Jiminy. I was going to school till I met somebody. Yeah, two big monsters with big green eyes.
Oh, you don't say. And then what happened?
They tied me in a big sack. Oh,
Sounds like you were horsing around.
but I snuck off when they weren't looking. My nose! What's happened?
There. You see where those tall tales will get you?
But it's all true. Even the fella in the black clothes who said to play a trick on Sora.
What? Now who was he? I've had just about enough of your fibbing. Hold on. I guess that part was true. Tell me, Pinocchio, did that man in black say anything else to you?
He sure didn't.
Well, good.
Hey, look at that.
That star again. The blue fairy.
Why, Pinocchio? What has happened to your nose?
Oh,
Perhaps you haven't been telling the truth, Pinocchio. Sir Jiminy?
Well, you see, Your Honor, Miss Fairy.
oh, please help me. I'm awful sorry.
You see, Pinocchio, a lie keeps growing and growing until it's as plain as the nose on your face.
I'll never lie again. Honest, I won't.
I'll forgive you this once. But remember, a boy who won't be good might just as well be made of wood.
We'll be good, won't we?
Very well. But this is the last time I can help you.
That guy again.
Forget him. If I don't find Pinocchio, he'll turn into a donkey like the rest of the boys.
Right. Then let me help you find him, Jiminy.
Really? I'd be grateful. But how in the world do you know Pinocchio?
Oh, hey! Over there! I see him!
Gosh, that is Pinocchio.
All aboard, Jiminy.
Take it away!
Jesus fucking Louises, that was a fucking info dump worth of cutscenes, not only for the fact that it has to explain exactly what sleeping realms are like outside of Traverse Town's little crossover where the world ends with you, but in turn also sort of info dumping the backstory of Pinocchio, which is a world that, the Kingdom Hearts developers have been trying to get into the games for years at this stage, and just now decided to do it. It was initially going to be in 358 over 2 days, but yeah, weirdly enough, they just didn't put it in, but thus we have it here, and as a result I also had to heavily abridge the Pinocchio story about Geppetto making a puppet who came to life through all his years of kindness, Pinocchio being a naughty little boy, and also cutting out a lot of the elements of the actual plot of the movie itself. Like, I mean, again, they don't include, like, a lot of the boys who go to Prankster's paradise and, you know, end up getting caught by the child catcher. I forgot what his original name was, but basically, child slavery. It's fun, fun, fun. I mean, they do include the whole plot point about the kids turning into donkeys and, you know, that kind of thing, which scared Roger Ebert back in the day, but... yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. I mean, you do get the whole thing about the good fairy going, "Oh, Pinocchio, this is the last time I can help you," which doesn't really have much of a bearing on anything, really, so... whatever. But anyway, it's, we're also gonna bring about another criticism people have about Birth by Sleep. No, Dream Drop Distance, although it could apply to Birth by Sleep as well, given that there was a similar plot point in the Olympus Coliseum. Yeah, namely the lack thereof of people. And the only reason why I really bring that up is that some of the Disney movies that they do adapt, some of the more lively ones with lots of crowds, which, you know, even back in the PS2 days, Kingdom Hearts wasn't really adept at adapting anyway. You know, say Kingdom Hearts 2 with the faceless crowd of Chinese soldiers is, like, the closest example to having, like, a living populace in that world, but... you know, this place isn't very lively apart from all the Dream Eaters that you're going to be fighting, and I suppose, you know, handheld console limitations, sure, whatever, that might have been a reason why, but still, it does become a bit of a contentious point by the time we get to later worlds in the game, like Le Cité de les Cloches, or whatever it's called. Excuse me. But in any case, so Prankster's Paradise as a level in terms of, you know, what we have to explore is... well, that's a bit of a pickle, really. I would say that I do like Sora's variant of it. Riku's, on the other hand, well... yeah, that's a little bit more contentious. But to talk about Sora's portion as we have it here, nice little carnival setting, you know, you have flow motion that you can utilize to ride on the roller coaster rails. You know, explore around for all the theme park fun rides, and, you know, overall it's quite fun. And even beyond the initial theme park here, we do also have a circus tent to explore, as well as some outer wilds that are, you know, quite lovely. Ah, damn. Sorry. Anyway, Sora's got some new abilities. We have Strike Ray, we have Time Bomb, you know, which is pretty much what we cast, like a short little Doom command to doom our enemies to death, and, you know, a couple of other good things here and there, so, yeah. I'm kind of treating this in a similar vein to what I did with Birth by Sleep, in the sense where I'm grinding a little bit more so I can show off, you know, certain abilities that are either Sora or Riku exclusive, making sure that I can show them off to the best degree that I can, and at least, you know, showcase the amount of commands that you can have in your deck at a given time, and, you know, just see how varied and wild the gameplay style can be. But I suppose to reiterate once again on, you know, more personal things, still prefer the way Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and eventually 3 would also have the game set up with, you know, the classic control scheme. Not to say that I think you know, the command deck is necessarily a bad thing, it's just that I find it to be a little bit sort of... well, to put it in brass tacks, it's really sort of a means of, you know, utilizing a control scheme for handheld consoles, really. Like, I mean, again, the 3DS at this stage was pretty much a console which could more or less mimic some console-esque functions, you know, given the fact that it had games like, you know, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask on the system, as well as titles like, you know, Snake Eater adapted for the 3DS, but yeah, I don't know, it was still somewhere between, you know, half game console and half, you know, handheld kind of thing. Well, I mean, even in that case, the 3DS is pretty much dead and buried as it is, so... yeah, not really too much else to say. Well, I mean, I suppose technically the Switch is technically keeping that philosophy sort of alive, as, you know, the blur between handheld and console is ever closer. God knows what the fucking Switch 2 is going to be like, but... that's neither here nor there in this case. In the meantime, though... yeah. Actually, you know what, I think I might save the, you know, whole conversation about what exactly the Dream Realm is like, because, I don't know. I don't want to be the guy who kind of, like, infantilizes, you know, a lot of the very Brobdingnagian concepts that, you know, Kingdom Hearts usually presents in terms of how Jens had explained how the Dream World is, you know, compared to, you know, regular worlds that we visited in the past in Kingdom Hearts, but... yeah, I get the impression that my translation duties might be needed for those who are, again, as I mentioned in part 1, aren't quite up to snuff on their whole, you know, esoteric fantasy terminology, because, like, Dream Drop Distance, more than any other game, is... well, it's quite heavy in terms of that sort of thing, and if you're not one for that sort of thing and prefer, you know, fantasy to have a bit of, you know, modernization in terms of its dialogue, then you might find yourself getting quite lost. Well, then again, no skin off Sora's bones, because he's pretty much in the same position of us, as being the, you know, straight-laced dudes ready to do stuff, help out our friends, and just be a good little lad. Oh, Sora, you remind me of a young Solidus-Skully that's long since dead by cynicism and life hardships. But then again, maybe it's all just, you know, a coping mechanism that Sora has to keep himself in check. What am I talking about? I have no idea. It's time for a cutscene, and let's ignore that existential panic that Sora must be feeling.
Pinocchio! There you are!
Pinocchio, it's not safe for you here. Listen to Jiminy and go back to...
Oh, my!
Dream Eaters! Only one way to solve this problem.
Oh no, it's Sora versus the Atlas logo. Or the enemy from Devil May Cry 3. No, whatever. Anyway, this is just a Boki. One of my actual favorite Dream Eaters to use, actually, because it's... I don't know. I mean, call me silly if you will, but I've always had a fascination with, you know, jester characters and how fun they are to play around with. They're so enjoyable, they are. But anyway, though, yeah, it's pretty much just a bit of a runaround, you know, fine. Oh look, Pinocchio, you're not wearing the same clothes that you are wearing in your recognizable outfit. Which Sora should know, because he has, you know, interacted with Pinocchio before. And yeah, it's pretty much just running around the park trying to find Pinocchio good and proper, and basically helping out Jiminy, who doesn't recognize the Sora. Because this world is still asleep, according to Master Yensid. Anyway, this is also the reality shift. Bubble Rider! Basically doing our little Katamari Damacy thing, where you pretty much collect all enemies up in a little bubble ball, and then watching it explode. I guess maybe this is meant to be a reality shift in tandem with water magic? Well, maybe. I guess more thoughts to be discussed as we continue to see it shown off in combat. Ooh, a Jester Baki recipe.
Those Dream Eaters were pretending to be Pinocchio. So, then where's the real Pinocchio?
Sora! Up there! Look at the top of that tower!
You're right. Come on, Jiminy.
Okay, Jiminy, but before we go, I need to interact with my Dream Eater some more. Because it is time for us to begin interacting with our third minigame of the whole Dream Eater training toys. By the way, there's Spiky Prick over there. And yeah, our third minigame, Candy Goggles, which will be our final minigame actually, because I'll talk about the other things a little bit later, but in the meantime, yeah, Candy Goggles is basically, again, you see the two different colored candies which you can interact with L1 and R1. Yeah, basically, give the correct colored candies to your Dream Eaters in order to build up their point threshold, and basically you increase their stats that way. And yeah, hit the presents to hit the maximum threshold, make sure to hit them all. Again, if you hit them with the wrong colored candies, they pretty much run away and you get fuck all. But yeah, if you do manage to hit all your Dream Eaters, the faster they're going and the quicker you can hit them, the higher the point threshold. And thus it's pretty much just sort of a way of, you know, having a little shooting minigame just to interact with your Dream Eaters, so... yeah, can be quite fun. And also seems like a bit of a precursor to one of the attraction flow mechanics of Kingdom Hearts 3, actually, which is quite interesting. Which, I mean, if this was meant to be the testing phase, then, well, hot damn. Mr. Nomura, you sly fox. I can't listen to this theme song without thinking about my cat, though. Oh, Chaos, you need to do a cute little flop. Imagine her doing a little dance and then doing a little flop and having a cuddle. Yeah, but in any case, we'll be seeing Spiky Prick a little bit later. The little nozzle thing is pretty much a way in which you can actually paint your Dream Eaters, so, yeah, buy certain colors from the Moogle shops, and you can pretty much repaint your Dream Eaters to, you know, pretty much match wherever you want them to be, so, yeah, that's pretty useful for that aspect. Anyway, as we feed them, you know, different treats, which do boost up different stat attributes for your Dream Eaters, so, yeah, it does pay to have your Dream Eaters, you know, eat different candies, provided some of them aren't gluttonous pigs that decide to eat everything, but, yeah. Another thing I also wanted to show off, since I saw it here, yeah, idle animations where your Dream Eaters can actually interact with you. For example, Anal Cunt is pretty much giving us a lick. Oh, isn't that adorable with all its dog-like tendencies? Apart from the fact that it's probably been licking its ass in its typical dog-like fashion, and in turn has probably had its fecal-encrusted tongue licking Sora's face. Fun, fun, fun. Oh, Terry McGinnis, you adorable little bat. He's a rescuer. He may not be like his his former Batmaster, Bruce Wayne, he doesn't have his brain or tenacity, but he has his heart. There we go, spiky prick. Now what you're not hearing is Sora going, ow, ow, ow! Riku, spiky prick hurt my hand, blue, blue, blue. Kiss me better. But anyway, I guess I might as well talk in at least a little bit more detail about certain... Oh, actually, no, we have a cutscene coming up. Well, never mind. So much story in this chapter, but it's probably just because it has a lot to get out in terms of, you know, we have to interact with in terms of Pinocchio's world.
Gee, Pinocchio, how'd you manage to get up here?
Come on, let's go home. Ah!
Another imposter.
There! See him walking?
Well, sure, if that's really him.
Don't give up, Jiminy. Come on, let's go!
Yeah, by the way, it's worth noting here, actually, and I only really just remember this right now, but, yeah, Jiminy actually has a new voice actor. I believe Eddie Carroll passed away shortly after... I want to say it was either after Coded or Birth by Sleep, but... Yeah, basically, Eddie Carroll no longer voices Jiminy, and I can't remember who voices him now, but, yeah, new voice actor, and you can tell that because... Yeah, the voice actor sounds a lot younger, and while I think he does do a decent job as Jiminy, it's, yeah, it's quite noticeable, but... In any case, though, that's all I really wanted to bring up there. I forgot what I was going to talk about with the Dream Eaters later on, but, yeah, I was going to talk about in terms of upgrading their abilities. Now, you do technically have, all the abilities that the Dream Eaters have equipped while you have them in your party, but... Yeah, if you want to unlock them good and proper as, you know, permanent abilities, you know, without them in your party, then you pretty much have to unlock them and invest in the whole Dream Eater unlock system. While we do this, whoa, dude, surfing radical stuff on the railways! So yeah, and that also accounts for both Sora and Riku getting both of those abilities. So again, like the major abilities you get, such as like, you know, certain powers or whatever, that you can pretty much unlock, you know, more passive stuff such as, you know, a Leaf Bracer or, you know, fire damage plus, blizzard damage plus, that you pretty much need to unlock with, you know, all your Dream Eaters equipped to that specific party member, so... Yeah, it is worth going out of your way to either have these Dream Eaters in your party or, you know, just upgrading them to the Force, moving on to the next Dream Eater as the game intends for you to do. But yeah, all that aside, that's pretty much all she wrote in regards to the Dremulan Eaters. And, we don't quite have to go here just yet, but we like exploring. You see? So yeah, our primary thing is to pretty much just go back inside the whole circus tent, which I think is meant to be where... I forgot what the character's name was called. It was a guy who was kidnapping all the kids. I'm gonna call him Monte Carlo, because fuck it, why not? Oh, I'm a clown eating children. Oh. Maybe my Pennywise comparison for Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance wasn't so bad after all. By the way, we have these penguin pricks right here. Pain in my fucking asshole because they just won't stop fucking letting their eyes slip around the place. They'll pretty much just pip you every which way and sideways, and really that's just not on. But in any case, so, yeah, thankfully, you know, that's part of the reason why I did have Zero Gravity equipped, and as well as Spark Raid. Delicious. Yeah, Zero Gravity is a fucking lifesaver when it comes to dealing with pricks that like to sort of zip around the place like that, because, yeah, you ain't doing no slipping and sliding when you ain't got no gravity. And I suppose I might as well talk about this right now. A bit of a forgotten segment since Kingdom Hearts 2, I think. Have I seen the Pinocchio movie? No. I've seen neither version, neither the, was it rebooted rather recently? I think it was. I want to say by Tim Burton, but that might be incorrect in my case, or I might be thinking of, Tembo the Elephant or some fucking shit. Yeah, I haven't seen the original 1940s one, you know, which had the word jackass in it, referring to the donkey as opposed to, you know, the curse word. Well, technically is a curse word, but, whatever. El burro. But no, I haven't seen the original, haven't seen the remake, and nor have I seen that meme-tastic Pauly Shore, but father, I want to be a real boy. I don't know why I'm speaking in a British accent. So yeah, I haven't really seen it. Kingdom Hearts is my only exposure to the Pinocchio tale, apart from the fact that it went on to inspire a great many things, actually. Up to and including, actually, in terms of Japanese anime manga history, Astro Boy. Because I believe Sama Tezuka actually saw... I believe it was a young woman who sadly died of radiation poisoning, actually, from what I heard. During the, Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, where she actually had, like, a really interesting performance as a, Pinocchio, which later went on to aspire Osamu Tezuka to create Astro Boy based on her performance. And I mean, really, you can sort of see the similarities between, the Mighty Atom and indeed, Pinocchio. I mean, albeit the morals are very, very different, because, it's not a direct copy, but... again, you see that source of inspiration, and, being the big fan of Disney that, Tezuka was, I can imagine that the dude probably, would have at least seen that in the 40s at some stage, and considering that Astro Boy came out in the 60s, yeah, seems pretty likely, all things considered. See, isn't it funny how Disney both informs anime and, in turn, Kingdom Hearts gives back to Disney? Ah, kontanoi-noi. Whee! All the fun of the circus. And we have an aerial flam, which would be quite useful. And here's where our flow motion shall help us. Go on, Sora, entertain the people. Oh no, wait, you're equipping aerial slam. Never mind! But in any case, though, equipment abilities, spinning around, entertaining the people. Go, Sora. Whee! Whimsy! I'm shouting slogans because I have nothing to say! Well, that's creepy. Thumbnail image, perhaps? Might be more likely than you think. Ah, well, in any case, though, onwards towards the bizarre hallway of stars! Oh, whimsical fighting, whimsy, dun 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 dun. Let's see, any trivia I can do? No, nothing. Suppose I probably should have gotten some trivia about Pinocchio the movie, but I think I might have expunged all of that when I was tackling Monstro back in Kingdom Hearts 1. So, yeah, I don't really think there's much I can talk about, or at least stuff that's relevant to what's going on right here, so... yeah. I don't know. I mean, all that I really have to say, even though we do have another part of Sora's adventures in Dream Realm Land, is that I do happen to quite enjoy, Sora's trip towards, the Pranksters' paradise. I don't know. I guess maybe the circus environment adds a little bit more liveliness to the whole ordeal, but that was quite good. Whee! Running around on a ball. Very circusy. Oh look, there's a silhouette of children being captured. Have they been turned into puppets that the puppet master of Prankster's Paradise is typing into us? Oh no. Anyway, cutscene go now.
Pinocchio!
Jiminy! Help me, Jiminy!
Oh, my stars above! We've got to do something!
Okay, I got it covered.
Oh, Pinocchio, look at you!
I think for now, you two better get out of here.
Oh my god, he's turned into a donkey, an Elboro. Oh no, you know it means business when fucking big fat panda man is glowing red. And yeah, by the way, them bouncing up and down making craters on the ground as they, bounce Sora up, can also damage you, but luckily we have some magic to mitigate that. Introducing Zero Gravity! Not only is it useful for making fat fucks fly in the air, but in turn, well, we also stop them from glowing red, and making them feel sad. But yeah, some of the enemies that do glow red, actually, I believe they're actually meant to be also a staple of some of the additional encounters with the Dream Eaters that you can, encounter via the forecasting, where you saw them in silhouette, and whew, crikey, I came very close to dying here, but yeah. Thankfully, Cure Magic saved my hiney. But yeah, it's really just because of their fucking bounce attack that really makes them any more of a threat, so just take them all down with ease, use zero gravity. You know, keep it sleazy, take it easy, and everything is alright. Yes, Batman. Oh no, there's more of them. Ah, well, it's the last round. Ooh, damn, that didn't do much to help me at all. But again, that was also in regards to what I was mentioning earlier with flow motion. Can be your best friend, but you're not invincible as you use it, so be quite careful, lest your final attack be your last. Well, I mean, of course it'll be your last attack. I mean, you're not exactly going to be having additional attacks, but oh, thank heavenly goodness. Eat them all in the bubble of death. Now, destroy them. There we go, and on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and now, it's time for a dramatic plot twist. Oh no.
You again? Xemnas? This isn't possible!
My. A hollow puppet that's managed to grow a heart. Just imagine that.
Pinocchio isn't anything like you nobodies. But if Pinocchio could be given one, shouldn't you be able to have a heart inside you too?
Maybe so. However, do not forget that you yourself are not so very different from us.
How am I anything like a nobody? That doesn't make any sense.